Here we are at the Fire Factory from LA all the way in Santa Fe Springs with Sophia. Tell me a little bit about your company, how you got started, what you guys do, what you guys offer.
Okay, so I'm a screen printing and embroidery DTG, similar to your business, just about 30 minutes away. Long story short of how I got started, I thought I was going to marry Lil Wayne.
No way.
Yeah.
Little F Weezy?
Yeah, absolutely. To make a long story short, loved Wayne. My sister knew someone that was working for Truck Fit, and he posted he was looking for an assistant. She DM'd him, and then I got hired. Literally, he was like, okay, we have a trade show in Chicago. Meet me there next week. Right after that, I was like, okay, I'm not going to marry him. But I got into branding from the sales side. So I've done all like the agendas, the magics, like basically the other version of impressions. Definitely a lot more lit, but you know, like just the other side of it. So I kind of started in sales, did the independent contracting thing for a while, was running a clothing store and decided I never wanted to be stuck in a clothing store ever again.
Why
like
is that?
Literally. I just didn't know how much my potential could grow from that standpoint. You know, you just spend a lot of time developing a brand for someone else and then, you know, like what's to come for me. It's interesting because I specifically remember, and this is no shade, this sounds fucked up. I'm like, I wanted to be out of there. I just was working one day and I'm like, I literally never want to work in these walls again, like just ever. And then a pandemic happened and then the Fire Factory happened. June 2020. It's been probably the craziest 5 years of my life ever since, from 25 to 30. Very turnt chapter of my life.
Damn, 5 years.
It's a lot. I think people make entrepreneurship to be like the easiest thing and like it's just this whole playbook that you're just gonna follow and it's gonna work. It's not. I think a lot of people try to be like real on how hard it is and it's like beyond hard. It's like, it would be easier to work for somebody.
For sure.
It'd be
For
easier
sure.
to know a paycheck is coming. It would be tighter for me to get in and be told what to do versus tell myself what to do and other people when I don't want to tell anyone what to do. I mean, every day is just a lesson. Like, I don't even think if I went to college, which I didn't, I'm not gonna like read in a textbook that like one day I might have a flood here that might flood to my businesses and then I have to figure out who to call.
True.
You know?
Yeah, it's funny because social media portrays owning a business, being an entrepreneur as something really cool.
Yeah.
Having that, you know, the freedom,
yeah.
the financial freedom in some cases.
Yeah.
However, it's honestly, for the most part, the exact opposite.
100%.
Where you're grinding it out 24/7. And it puts you in this sort of emotional roller coaster,
100%.
right? One day you're feeling yourself, you're like, you know, I'm gonna kill this,
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow up.
Yeah.
And the next day, you know, you're in the gutters,
Literally
like
blowing up.
self-doubting
Yeah,
yourself,
100%.
like, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's honestly a grind.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think a lot of people just talk about like late night. Like I was here last night till 5. I left 5:15 this morning, and I had to be back. I fell asleep at 7, woke up at 7:40 to get back here to meet with a client at 9. But like that's what people always say. It's like late nights, early mornings. It's way beyond the late nights, early mornings. Like it's not for everybody. Like you have to be cut from a different cloth and really see like a future and plan and prepare and like, well, you can't even really prepare.
You
like
can't.
it's like,
It just throws
especially
you
with
curveballs
printing, it's
every
like,
day.
there's so many hidden costs and fucking mess ups and like, the thing as a owner is you have to take accountability for fucking everything. Women hate to take accountability. Yes, we do. And I already wasn't good at that. Luckily, I got to fucking therapy that like you have to like really everything. Like if one of my team members does something, I'm not gonna be like, they did it. Like I have to take it. You know, you take everything on the chin.
True.
And also, again, in our industry, so many people are depending on us. There's deadlines. We can't foresee that a fucking thunderstorm is gonna happen. And people talk about the freedom. There's not freedom when I sleep with my fucking phone on my forehead.
True.
Like I'm waking up tracking a package like to make sure it gets there.
And not only that, but it's just the fact that having a business, you're competing against everyone else.
And
right?
look where we are.
So if you're chilling one day, you have to realize that next person next door or even down the street, they're grinding their ass off,
Yeah.
and you have to compete against that.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's not quote unquote freedom.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to be in it day in,
Yeah.
day out.
And then also, we're in an industry where people gatekeep, which we're not gonna decline printing orders, you know what I mean? But like, people wanna hide us. Like, I feel like I'm fucking Drake's kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, granted, all my clients have referred me to people, so that's amazing. Like, I am grateful that I have, like, mainly a word of mouth business, but people don't, like, you know, you post them, that's not going on their story. You know what I mean? Like, you're the one with fucking 3 million followers. Hello, help me. How do we keep up with the big dogs when we're like looked at as this?
True.
You know? And then also, let's not forget that I'm a woman-owned screen printing business. Like, there's not a man behind the scenes, which I'm sure a lot of people think. If there was a man in my office, I would love that, but I don't have one. Like, there's just not, you know? I think it's very undermining.
So knowing that you're in an industry where it's predominantly male-run, what are some of the challenges that you face, and how do you overcome that?
You know, it's interesting because I actually want to know what the percentage is of women in the industry. When I was walking around impressions, I was like, is this 2%, 1%?
True.
And I do feel like there is women present, but it's a partner of the man that's owning the company. Or, you know, they can own it together, but I haven't met, you know, anyone that's doing it like me. I think that people contact me thinking it's going to be a like business ran by a man, actually a girl, you know. So I think it's a lot of like underminedness when it comes to me running it. I think though I get a kick out of it because I like scheduling a meeting and then a client comes and then you sit down and it's me across from you. You know what I mean? The challenges also that I think I face that are really annoying is the boundaries with clients.
Okay.
For example, if I was to say, hey, what color Pantone do you want? Like, what color yellow Pantone? Like, why do I get a selfie back? And he's like, pick the yellow in my Jesus piece. Like, you would never get a selfie from a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I haven't got one yet.
I can't, like, I have so many, and it's really annoying because I don't want to date any of them. Actually, there's one client I want to date, but shit like that is annoying. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot of times I have to, like, give kickback, and you have to be very dominant to them. And I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So a lot of times they don't necessarily like that when you know more than them. But I'm good at reading the room. So again, it doesn't really bother me.
You know, I totally feel you just because, you know, I saw that firsthand because my mom was leading the business for years before I joined.
Yeah.
And, you know, she would always come home and complain like, you know, this guy is bullying me just because, you know, I'm a woman in the industry, or like this guy is not giving me the same terms as my neighbor just because, you know, I'm the only woman here. So I totally feel you, and not only feel you, but I also 100% respect you because
thank you.
I saw it firsthand how hard that is to go through.
I will say, actually, I can't believe I didn't think of this as my #1 challenge, payments. Men play with me with money all the time. And it's because I'm a girl. Because I know they would not say the shit that they say to me and not pay me on time if I was a guy. Because if I was a guy, they would think I would beat their ass. No. I'm a girl, and I will still beat your ass.
I get played too, though.
No, but I really get fucking played. It's like not cool at all. Because I really.
Can you tell us an example of like something that happened in the past that was just totally messed up?
I mean, yeah, I have a client right now that is acting like he doesn't owe me $1,700, and that's a decent amount of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ignoring texts on Instagram, eating steak, driving Lamborghinis, going to Turkey. Like, why are you playing in my face? And then I hate, also this is what I learned. The minute I opened Fire Factory doors, something clicked in my head to not play with people's time and to not make excuses. The minute the text has more than 2 sentences, you're lying, one. So it's like I just kind of can read people differently, and I don't like that. Like, you're playing with me because you think nothing can happen to you. Damn, it sounds like a threat. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not fair. But like I feel like I just always follow up on payment. There's always an excuse. There's always my Zelle limit. Zelle limit's $50,000. I'm well aware. Every time I go to make a payment, it's $50,000. Like, I'm pretty sure it's that for everybody. And if someone doesn't pay you, it's almost guaranteed they really just don't fucking respect you, or they don't have the money. It's one of the two. Or they're just playing in my face. But it's just excuse after excuse. I'm on a boat waiting on a wire.
No way, on a boat waiting on a wire?
I troll my clients on my close friends all the time.
That's
because
crazy.
It's the craziest shit that they say to me. And like, I really do want to like laugh about it with the world because it's really insane, but it's just like, I'm not gonna be like, posting our text because you know obviously they know who sent it, but That's
No,
definitely
yeah,
a con when it comes to like the payment thing.
No, honestly, I believe it just because I saw some crazy shit too.
Yeah.
Just excuses after excuses.
It's just excuses.
And eventually, you get sick of it too. It's
Well,
just
that's where it's cool because we can kind of have the radar of like what's a red flag from a client,
True.
and at what point do we decide I don't want to work with you anymore.
true.
My year 1 through 4, I thought everybody was worth the dollar. I learned absolutely, I do not care if the dollar amount is even $15,000 and it is going to be a nightmare. I'm going to respectfully pass on the order.
I agree.
Because long term, it's not going to work out for you and it's not going to work out for me.
True.
So that's like still sleeping with your ex. Like, why would you do that?
True. What's the worst thing about owning a business, and what makes it worthwhile?
The worst thing would be, for me personally, the work life, personal life. I'm started in my mid-20s where you want to be able to jump up and say yes to everything and all this. The minute I started owning a business, I feel like I have a child. So I don't have I have the freedom, but I don't. You know what I mean? It's like I am responsible for so many things here. So if I step away, that's stepping away on, so much shit. So it's like that sacrifice of like being like, damn, yeah, I can't go to Turks. When, all your friends around are like, you own a business, that's what the fuck, you get to choose. Like, you don't, and it's like that harsh reality of like, yeah, I was here till fucking 5 in the morning. Yeah, I have to wake up in the morning and work out at 4. Yeah, I have to go do, like, it's like your life has to just keep going. And that's not even thinking about all the fucking things that are gonna happen during the day. Everyone's business is different. So you can get advice from your family or your friends that are just like, do this. Screen printing is like just one order. There could be 6 different charges that go to that. I made an Excel spreadsheet up and I don't even know how. And like, I've just been doing that for the last 5 years of like how I tally everything. But it's like, I just did that of like practice, no one taught me that. I still have never seen anyone else do that, but it's like, how do you keep track of things?
Part of being a small business owner, right?
Yeah.
You have to have your hands in almost everything.
But it's a hard part because at one point you have to learn how not to have your hands in everything.
True.
And I have a really hard time with that.
True.
Because a lot of times you could do it faster. You know that it's gonna, you kind of just think like, let me help. But sometimes you helping other people, 1, pisses them off. 2, you're not working on the things that you need to be working on to bring, your business up. And it's hard. Like, you have to trust people, and that's why having a good team is really important.
And that just reflects how, owning a business, you're always learning, right? As you grow from a small business to a bigger business, there are different roles that you have to take on.
Totally.
Small business, as you said, you have to kind of have your hands in everything.
Yeah.
You do all yourself. As you grow and add on employees, now it's more of
The
you
delegation,
becoming a manager, becoming a delegator, and being able to trust them in terms of getting work done as well as you could.
And it's a really hard thing, I think, to lead people.
Yes. Being a leader is extremely difficult.
And I think for a long time, I like to put myself on the same playing field as people. And you think that that's a good approach, but you can't. Like, there has to be a boundary. And not to be like, here, you're here, but like, there has to be that differentiation. And because I'm here to do this, and you're here to do this, and that's what's going to make this work.
Exactly.
I can't be this person, and you can't be this person. But that, like, it all, like, fucking molds into this thing. But it's like, again, there's so many things that fill into the pot that you don't even know about.
So what makes Fire Factory unique, different from, the screen printer down the street?
Yeah. I mean, essentially, we all have the same machines, right? I just think I care a little bit more. And I've been on all aspects of branding with developing, sales, and working at a store. So my insight and my dedication to, like, making your shit fire is so fucking real. Like, that fire shit I lived through and through. And, like, your experience with me, it's going to speak for itself. Like, I don't really have to brag. I just, everyone else can brag for me. And like I said, all my clients have brought me another client and have ordered from me again. So for me to be standing here after 5 years and having return clients and having them in a gatekeeping field, like, show me off, it's like very amazing. And I think it like shows,
As a business owner, we're in this because we all have big dreams. What is your ultimate goal?
So for Fire Factory, I want to scale it, but stop at at a certain point. I don't want to be the 25,000 square foot shop with 350 employees. I'd love to make it like a 15, 20 people shop, maybe like 2 or 3 autos, and let the business be self-sustainable, have my clients that have been around, just keep that there. With the name Fire Factory Inc., I'd really like to get into inks. I think long-term, that's my goal. That's something that came to me like in the last couple years. And I just want to have like a powerhouse of a full-service brand development. You come here, you can have an idea, I could get the graphic made, I can ship it, you don't have to fucking lift a finger. I like to have that. And I'm really much like a big-ass entrepreneur. Like now that I can own a business, especially as difficult as this, it's I want to open a few other things. And then just travel and live a lit life and yeah.
And continue to be fire.
If
If you want your stuff fire and you love fire, come to the Fire Factory with SOPHIA.
Yes.